out front, getting ready to do a shootout. But before we do a shootout, we're going to talk a little bit about other stuff. So let me, oh boy, how do you switch this camera around? Okay, let me switch this camera. And I wanted to weigh up some baits and then show you what we're casting. And then I'll walk down and show you what we got going on. So I finally got these reels kind of where I want them. I've test cast with this. I haven't thrown this yet as far as a shootout, but yesterday I did a live video and I told you guys how I threw this right here. So we're going to weigh it real quick to start the show off here. Hopefully you guys will be able to see the weight. So 2 grams, that makes sense, right? Now we did have the little snap on it, so it's like 2.1 grams. So 2.1 grams, I'll be very honest, there is hardly no difference. And we got this little guy, let's bring him in right here. These cast so similarly, like you wouldn't think. And I did, to do that, I had to take a little line off. I originally took all the line that was on my other PW100, put it on this, and it was too much. If you guys can see, that's about where I run all my reels. I'd like to be down. I never come way up there. I don't like doing that. Anytime I've tried to go any higher than that, it just creates problems, issues, and whatnot. So if you guys can make out on this spool, same way. This one's definitely going to have more line because it's just a bigger overall spool. This spool is narrower and with this and a little bit smaller. So anyway, I think it's a little smaller, yeah. With this bait, 2 grams, this can get a few feet further, overall cast easier than these other two, but not by much. Like you would not, out on the water fishing, you probably wouldn't hardly be able to tell this in your distance. You can just tell the elderberry just it throws it, and I feel anyway, a little bit easier. But these both are awesome reels. So the settings to get this reel to do that, I definitely had the brakes, and this is just kind of where I leave this at 6.5. And I've noticed with this reel, the Clamber, you can definitely go light. So it's probably got heavier brakes overall, or just the fact that it's a lighter spool, doesn't take as much braking to slow it down. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tie on this bait. We're going to see, because I noticed that the lighter spools they really get better like sub 2 grams. 2 grams and higher, a lot of times the lighter spools like the Alpha's Air, TW, and just several others actually can almost be worse than the other ones. So let's weigh this little dude up. Turn on my scale again. So that little guy with the clip weighs 1.5 grams. So you probably seen the real test throwing that one deal on the last, I think, testing video he did. He had the lingual out actually fishing, but we're going to do a little test shootout between these two with the 1.5 grams. So that is, I think it's just under 1/16 ounce. I think 1.7 is a 16th, true 16th ounce. That's with the snap. It's not like that bait, because this is a cheap Bass Pro Shops one. So that's a perfect knot, right? Did you guys see how I wetted it? And I didn't. So I'm going to be honest, I've already thrown, just to see and get a feel for that, I've thrown this just now before I started recording with this, and I switched to this because I wanted to see what this one might do, because they're so similar on the with the other bait. So, but before we go with the shootout, I wanted to show you guys, and I'm gonna try to get this where you guys can see it. I've been talking about a lot of baits, so if you guys are watching my videos or you want to know about any of these baits, that like the ones that I mainly use and the Frankenstein and all them, I talk about weight, but I don't know if I've ever just sat down and weighed them all. So we're going to do that real quick, then we're going to do a little shootout video. So this is, that thing quit shutting off. Oh yeah, I found my scale, by the way. It was, believe it or not, in my RC bag, the little one. I don't know whether I got a bigger one. I don't know where it is. So that is 3.1 grams, and I don't know the actual calculation you guys will have to do. I don't know if I've been calling that, like I call those all 1/8 ounce, which I think 3.1 is actually a little lighter than an 1/8, right? I don't know. So that's basically the Bass Pro Shops. I'm going to show you the Frankenstein version, which is a very close bait. I brought out these before. These are probably my favorite two, like crank type BFS baits. Overall, roughly, this is a bigger bait with a smaller bill. This is a smaller bait with the big bill. They're about the same length, a little bit bigger hooks here. So we got that one right, and I'm going to use this also to go back in video so I can read what that says. So 4.1, this is a lot heavier. See that? Now, everything I have will throw this perfect. That's 3.1 grams. This is 4.1. Now it says 4.0. That says, yeah, 3.1, 4.0. So, and I guess I should set these up there just so I have it in my head which is heavier, which is not. This is the same one we're getting ready to test with a hook. So it's 1.8 with all the attachment stuff. But by the time you take the hook off and then add the thing we're throwing with, it's 1.5 like the other one. And those are cheap ones, and they can weigh different. Okay, let's just throw in some of the, I'm going to try to get everything in here. Just some of you guys want to use this video as a reference for baits and what they weigh or rough idea. This will be it. So I'm just going to run off through these random baits that I have. This is like a small, I don't even remember the name. It's a Bagley for sure. And it says it right there, Bagley Honey. Yeah, the honeybee, that's right. Bagley honeybee. Now the little rubber band won't weigh too much, but so that's 5.5 grams, little honeybees. This is a little bomber Fat A 4F, 5 grams. So those are like on the high end your BFS stuff, but UL Crank 3, that little guy's a cool little Rapala one, 4.2 grams. There's a very small bomber 3F. Nobody ever comes to my house until I start making a video, then people pull up. Trust me, I'm not that popular. So that's 2.8, the bomber 3F. And I'm just doing these quick because I'm going to go. This is actually a video for me too to run back and check if I'm worried about it. I don't even, 3.8. Yeah, go on up there. Chipotle delivery. Anyway, this is a little rebel. I can't read. Because I'm in the middle of making a video. I ain't got time for Chipotle right now. I'm on a diet anyway. I can't make out that name. It's got a little name. What does that say? Something R. I want to swear it says Easy R, but I don't know. Anyway. 3.9. So it's kind of a heavy bait for no bigger than it is. That is that's the same thing as that one. Same exact bait, just different. So let's get some of these baits out too. These are the ones. All my videos take forever, but we got a lot of information packed into one little thing. Trust me, we do. You guys don't believe me, but there's a lot of information packed in this one video. Here are these little like square bills from AliExpress, and I think, yeah, they're count bass. 4.4 grams, and this is that little one that came with the Clamber free. Whoa, get 4.6 grams. Then this is like a big Bagley, what does that say? I don't know. RHB1, I don't know what that is. 6 grams. So I do throw that on BFS. I like that size, like for any of your light rods, like the Kind Teton 661 throws this thing like crazy. Kind of like the dig. Okay, let's I guess switch gears real quick, and I'll show you the baits that I like and I do throw on. But some of these other small baits, I guess I should show real quick. Here's another little one, like the little bitty, this I think the smallest little scatter wrap you can get, the little from Berkeley, 4.8. So it's like right there. I know all these tend to be maybe on the big side, but man, you can almost like bomb these like you would normally bomb a big crankbait with a big actual crankbait rod. Well, like say almost any of these, if you did have the Dragon or a 661 Teton or something like that, or even some of your ultralight that are a little stouter, for the bigger ones, man, it'll bomb those baits like that. 2.4. That's the bait that I really was killing him on that little creek video, me and Charles. 2.4 grams. Now these are some of the upper ends. Like, I don't really throw a lot, but when I do throw, I throw with BFS. This is that little custom. I don't even remember what that started out as, but I had Norm Coulter painted up in a baby bass color. Let's just see what it weighs. 5.3 grams, so that's easily thrown on like a light. You wouldn't throw that on an ultralight just because the bills are so long. That's a regular mega bass right there. Can I get it to focus? Yeah, can you guys read that? That mega bass is an awesome little bait. It's kind of on the heavy side, 6.9 grams, but trust me, 6.6 110 all day long. All right, I'm gonna shift gears to poppers real quick, and then we'll go to a last little thing. Now, I got a couple other style of poppers, but I'm not gonna weigh them because they're like in between these somewhere. My favorite popper back in the day, as far as mega bass, little bitty ones, is that dude, and it's kind of heavy, 4.4. That's the Baby Pop X. Then we go to my favorite. I'm gonna get the favorite color one, because this thing, I think the first day I took it out and used it, and I've caught like several big bass on other baits, but that dude right there in that almost like a fire tiger color, that is I think those are Sonora ones. They got the eyes that are kind of cool. Some of them lose their eyes, but that bait is, I think, heavier than I thought it was. 3 grams. No, that's about right. I call it like an eighth, but I think it's actually lighter than, that's lighter than an eighth of an ounce. So 3 grams. That bait is awesome. Every BFS setup I have can throw that like perfect. It's awesome. It throws good. Then that little dude is 2 grams even. And this guy, I'll be honest, yes, it'll catch him, but I feel it needs something different on the hook. Maybe like a touch, just a hair bigger. Try to find one as same roughly wire, but a little bigger overall hook with actual feathers on it would help that bait. But it's 2 grams, and I can throw it with everything, not quite as easy as you can this guy, and this guy will catch the littlest fish to the big monsters. I don't see a big difference in like the hassle, the little extra hassle in throwing something that small, maybe at the very smallest creeks and streams, but for most of the fishing I do, that little dude right there is killer. I said it was 3 grams, yeah. So now, chatterbaits. Now you guys have seen the micros and the minis I've done on several videos. I've only think I put these on one video. I don't know if we're giving you the weights. And these are kind of probably cheaper made than any of the other chatterbaits. They're, in my mind, they're this. You got to worry about getting these freed up. A lot of times you just got to sit and work them. So when you first buy them, I would do that. Get them where they're freed up, because that, if that gets caught, then it just doesn't chatter. But these work very good, and they got them several sizes. I've got a few here. I think I only have different size here, but the biggest size I think they make in this style with this kind of little, but they're not even elastic. What, that is ridiculous that Z-Man put out something that ain't elastic. Anyway, 5.9 grams. So that's actually pretty heavy for like BFS, but it's small and it does work. But I found this little dude right here, because this isn't a lot different in size than the little micros and minis that that came with the skirt, and I took the skirt off and put the beaver on it, the little TRD bugs. But this little dude right here, once I got this thing broken in the way when it was brand new, every once in a while you cast and it just wouldn't do anything, and then you cast and it'd work, and then you cast and it. So I found that if I set and actually kind of broke that in, then now it does it like every cast. It works, and it works with this, or you can put other little trailers and all that kind of stuff on it. But that little bait is freaking awesome. 2.9 grams, and it is very, like, I think with that hook, it's not much bigger, but it is bigger than like a normal crappie jig, and you can catch bass. Now you have a tendency to lose big bass on a crappie jig, but that hook is a stouter and a little bit bigger overall hook than a crappie jig. So can you catch and reel in a very big bass? You're gonna have to fight it, because those are little things. You can't throw this on heavy line, and it's BFS stuff. You're gonna throw it on no more than 10, 8 or 6 preferably. Some of you guys 2 and 4, but I usually stick to 6, 8 and 10, somewhere in that range. We don't weigh that guy no more. And these, I think they're the same weight. 2.9, what was that one? Yeah, 2.89. Those are the same size, and I think that's the same size. I bought several of them. So yeah, those are like my favorite in that size. And I don't have, like, here's another little example of kind of what you could do. 4.7. That's probably too small for that big a head, but this on that little head works good. Okay, let's get to the test. That's enough of, I think I'm out of all the, I think I've weighed up everything. Primarily I throw a lot of my regular baits. You guys have seen the dig it. I will throw the 16-ounce shaky head and all that, but these are like just the true kind of BFS crank type stuff. I've got other things, but like here's actually a perfect size. Yeah, 15-pound Hercules with the leader. Charles, yep, ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh yeah, Charles, what do you got? Are you fishing this weekend, or you got something else going on? Because Saturday looks like hoodie weather in the morning and then be a decent day. I'm gonna go, but see, that's that would be better on that head, this one on the smaller head. But that by itself is 1.3 grams. Throw it on a little bitty head like that, 3.3 grams, and that makes a little awesome little and these are the little Meredith baits off of, they're not elastic, they're off of AliExpress. Not too bad priced. Okay, let's do this shootout. Let's do it. You guys won't be able to see much. Hang on, people asking questions. Let's get it. Okay. Yeah, I'll get with you, but I'm gonna, I don't know, not too early Saturday, because that's gonna be cold. I think it's gonna start out like 50 degrees on Saturday morning, so we don't have to hit it too early. But I'll message you after this. I'm gonna get out here real quick. I don't know where to put you guys. I was gonna try to clip you on the front of my truck. Let me just turn you guys where you can see the road. But you see right there? Back here. See where I'm at? The edge of my porch, where the steps come down. I'm gonna be right here, casting out that way. And before I do, let's just take a walk. So I paced this off yesterday, day before, I don't know. My old spot, there's a shed there now. I can't go over there and cast like I normally would. But out in the middle of the street, if you guys can make it out, there's a huge line, so I can spot where the exact middle of the street is. This Missouri road's for you guys in anywhere around Missouri, Kansas City, Independence, you guys know. Surprised there's not huge potholes out here that I lose my lures in. So that's the middle of the street, and the crappie jig I showed you, the Aldebaran was casting just past it, and somewhere out in here is where all of the I could get it to almost the middle of the street, but it was like hard to do with the others, but the Aldebaran was like just shooting over to that next line. So that's how I could tell that was working. But then I did just a few test casts, and that's like 60, just over 60 feet. So then from there, I guess I could count it back to you real quick. So that was 6, I think that's like 50 something. 2, 3, 10. Yeah, so yeah, 10 paces. Somewhere right in here is where when I did test the 1.5 bait that I'm throwing now, somewhere right in there it was landing with the Clamber. So I was just giving it a quick test shot, you know, to just kind of see what I thought about it, what it might do. Look at that ugly truck. The truck is gonna, I'm probably gonna sell it to my mom and buy me a little fancier one. That won't stay. Hold on. Now, all you're probably gonna be able to do is hear me holler and tell you if it's going, if this is going as far or not. It's starting to get dark. I'm trying to wrap this up. Now, I did leave the settings alone. What I'll probably do, I don't know, can you guys see me? What I'll probably do is go ahead and adjust this one now. Because you guys have heard, I don't like to let my knot or anything hinder it. So that which was fine with the, I'm gonna loosen it. It was fine with that little heavier bait. So I went a little looser. I had to do the same thing on the clamber. I had to loosen it up just a hair. So let's see where we're at. Here comes the car. All right, here we go. Okay, it hit the edge of my concrete drive, so it's like shorter than where the clamber is. And it hit that hole, like right where you're, you know, that dip that is horrible, that lets the water run, but it sucks in every driveway in America. Even that truck, when I pull in and out, it's like I'm going through a ditch. Okay, I hit roughly where the clamber did. So it's like the clamber and this. Now, add a backlash there. Kind of got away. Which the clamber, I will tell you that. You see, I showed you how it was loose. I run it like on the 4 or the 5. So it will backlash. Same thing, my Elderbearen's the same way. I run my brakes on touch on the loose side. I kind of leave it up to me. And I think I'm trying to throw too hard. So maybe this bait, maybe I need to up them brakes one on this thing just because it does have a little heavier spool. Give me a minute. I did the same thing with the clamber. It took me a while to get it dialed in where I thought it felt comfortable. Okay. Hit the crack. I don't know if you guys can make it. Hit the edge of the road. That ugly, nasty looking line up there. Landed in the road, just in the road. So just about where the clamber did. The clamber maybe, I don't know. Now I would say that maybe I could tell the clamber's a little bit easier to get this bait to that point. But then it hit the crack right there. So I will have to say, I'm going to try this. I'm not going to loosen it because it's already backlashing occasionally. I'm going to tighten it one click and we'll cast it hard, if that makes sense. Give it just a little more than I have been. So no backlash, but what the heck? This happens every time. Every time I make a casting video, I get something that you never get with the bait caster. A wind knot, just it like pops up, like halfway down the spool. It pulled right off. Okay, so maybe let me just really zing it. I'm not getting any backlashes, and it's landing almost where it was. So now, yeah, see that? I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm just gonna show you guys. Here we go. Here we go. Going for a ride. Sometimes, like you're thinking, oh, I need to loosen more because I can't get the distance, but it was backlashing, and I was hitting right out here. Occasionally hit one here or there. That time, I tightened it up, but I did cast harder. Where's the bait? There is the bait. So that's, if anything, that's a touch further, but the clamber was somewhere right out in here. So I will have to say that I think they're like very close. Like I can't tell a big difference once I did it, because I was throwing the clamber pretty hard too. So I don't know if you guys, I don't know if I'm the only one. I'm sure somebody else has both. But if you guys want, like, compare it yourself. I thought the clamber would definitely beat this reel. It's no worse, but it may be just, I don't know if it's any better than the PW100. Because I definitely don't throw anything lighter than that. But just to see, because I'm curious myself, I've thrown this bait on the water. I don't think I've ever thrown it in a test shootout with my, let me turn you guys back over here for a minute. I don't think I've ever thrown it with the Aldebaran in a shootout. I don't think I've ever had a shootout with anything with that. It's getting dark. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hang on. Man, the screen looks cool though. It's like perfect lighting at the moment. I'm going to show you real quick while I'm doing it because this is how I do it. Everybody's worried about winding up your line. I just find one. I don't want the top one. See that top one? That's where the end is. I don't want that one because it could have flipped underneath something. So I want to spin that a little bit. I want to find one of these that's in there a little bit. And I'm going to pull it like that. See how I'm running it back? That tells me, and I know you guys don't believe me, but trust me, that tells me that I took it, and there's no way, and you'll be able to tell once the braid comes out where the knot is. Where's the knot? There it is. So that, doing it that way, I don't accidentally leave like a, the line crossed up. I've got the outer part without it being tied up, if you guys know what I'm saying, because you trust me, I don't know how many times in the past I've done that, and you get out on the water and you think you're ready to go, and especially if you're only fishing like say one rod or two, you have to stop, cut the line, cut off your bait, take it back out and through all the guy. I mean, it's an ordeal to get that thing right, and then go back to fishing. So to make sure you don't get your line crossed up, that little trick that I've always done, it just works. So you just grab, one of those top 4 or 5 wraps and peel it off that way. And if it was, under wrapped up or whatever, it's not. Trust me, it works. Trust me. I'm just killing time while I'm doing this sign. It's not, but it does work. It's gonna get dark. Come on, Aldebaran, don't let me down. I know you can do this. If you can't do this, I'm getting rid of you. You're going bye-bye. I'm getting Abu Garcia again. Think I won't? Now, I have thought about getting rid of, this is just a thought that's crossed my mind. I don't know. I've thought about getting rid of everything I own right now at the moment, except the AliExpress stuff. Not giving up traditional stuff or none of that. Just putting it up and just getting everything AliExpress and just fishing like that. Just kind of seeing if everything, what you can. I've already kind of done it, just so that's why I'm not going to do it, because I've already done it. I've already went out with AliExpress. Other than regular line, I use P-Line Original. You guys know that if you watch the show. But braid, bait, clap, the clips, the rod, the reels, and I mean, they got everything on AliExpress that you would need if you want to wait 2 months to get it. But other than that, that's it. Okay, let's just see. Let me get out here. Let's just see where. And this has a longer. Until we're else that, I got a lot longer leader, which actually could, if anything, could benefit it. See, that's already loose, but not. I'm gonna leave that there because this is perfect where I like it, and that was set up with the original 16-inch carpeting, and it's a little bit looser than the Clamber and the PW100. So let's just see. Okay, first cast, I already hit the road, so I'm already like right there close, and I didn't even try. So let's see, let me put a little more into it. So yeah, I hit this. I'll be honest, this almost went just as far as that, which it's only like half a gram difference. It almost hit that first crack out in the middle of the road I showed you, like it came very close. Now that was backlash. It didn't quite hit the road. Because I run this is like the brake setting, everything. It's just because I'm so used to the reel. And I tried to do that kind of with the Clamber and the PW100, but man, you can't go too loose. They like when they do spool up, they go a little nuts. Oh my God. I spoke too soon. I think I'm trying too hard. I think I'm going to slow it lighter. You wonder what's happening. I'm backlashing 2 casts in a row. So I may need to turn the brakes up, just how I did on the PW. But I think I'm already at 4. Can you guys see? Let me see. I'll try to see with you. It is getting dark. Can anybody see that break? I can't see it. That is the only, that right there is the downside to a Shimano Aldebaran. That it sucks, but I'm pretty sure that's 4. Which is about where I like it. I try another cast, not too hard. Nope, it's backlashing every cast now, and the first cast was awesome. I don't know what is going on here. It's ridiculous. This reel wants me to get rid of it. Oh, I think I maybe know what's going on. I maybe didn't dig the backlash out enough, so when the cast, something's causing problems. Or this bait broke. Did the bill break off? No? Did it? I was going to say maybe it broke off just enough that something's making it way less. Here we go. Last shot. Okay, no backlash. I think I was just trying to throw too hard. No backlash. Hit the road. One more. Okay. I'm almost done. One more. I can't really stand. I guess I could right here, but then I may drag you in the baits out in the. So I'm basically right here, where I'm at right here. If you can make out that I'm just over here, where you probably can't see me. So that hit right. That cast landed right where they had been landing in the other one. I can't quite match that other one now. I can't believe what the difference is. That one went where that went right where I took you out and showed you where the PW100 right in the same spot. Backlash could have hit the road. Okay, you guys seen enough, right? A backlash, look at this. I'm going to show you guys real quick why I use braid. Even in the dark, or it's getting dark, you have a backlash, and I've backlashed like 3 times out here, just in this little short time window here. Like if worst case scenario, you just need to find where it crossed over, like one strand crossed over somewhere. Because braid always catches itself before it goes too crazy. I think what's happening is, yeah, see, I think it's so dark. I can see, but I can't see that well. I think I've created a issue down deeper that's causing this Aldebaran some issues. So anyway, I think I got that all dug out. So other than that first cast, honestly, this was about just the same as those. Like it's not head and tails above the, let me get this out here. Hang on, I'm gonna flip the camera. First, let me see if anybody's asking any questions. Black Max BFS reels is best, Charles. Oh yeah, Charles, if you're still listening, I've got the Black Knight 2 coming. You got the original Black Knight, right? You still have it or no? Because I got rid of the Phantom and the Black Knight because those 2 reels let me down. The Phantom because it had the big gap, and the Black Knight just because it was the Black Knight. But the Black Knight 2, if you haven't been seeing or watching, it's a whole different reel. It's actually small, supposedly smaller than this reel. And anyway, let me know if you still have let me know which BFS reels you have. When I do come down, we may put them on the show just to show everybody. But yeah, stay tuned. I talked Charles into the original Black Knight, and it was, sorry, Charles. But anyway, guys, did you guys see what I was doing? Standing right here, casting with all these muscles, BFS. But no, I was casting. I wasn't like I was putting it. And when I put it into it, it didn't even help because if like you loosen the brakes and you put more into it, it just backlashed and it created problems. You actually, best bet is to tighten the brakes down, then put not like a super hard cast, but you know, just a good, almost just like regular, you know, bait casting gear. But so what I was doing is it's easy to get all three of them to throw that little bait right in here, like right here in this little hole. But then getting them to come out here is a little harder, like within a foot. But for some reason, that one cast landed way out, like almost halfway, and I couldn't match it, but I could easily hit just out on the street. So they're all about the same when it comes to the smaller bait. And if you go even smaller, the Aldebaran probably doesn't have much on the Clamber because the Clamber's lighter. But the PW100 is no joke with that purple spool. It'll hang right there with most of them. So if you guys got any other questions, I'm getting ready to get out of here. Let me know. Because I got to get stuff ready for whoa, Jesus, the whole everything about hit the deck. Everything did hit the deck. So anyway, I'm out of here. Hopefully you guys like that. I'm going to actually use this video, not really so much because I know what these can do and I'll remember that, but if I want a quick reference, like what is that way, if I'm like using it and it's really doing good and I want to be able to give you guys the exact info on it, I could jump back to this video and look. Here's basically, I have other baits I throw with BFS, but this is what I consider my overall BFS box. There's some baits that aren't really BFS, but if you guys remember these, the Freaks, that's like a little version of the Freak. Awesome bait, sort of, but I hardly ever use those. So how many, 37 minutes? Oh God, we gotta get out of here. All right, guys, I got to get these baits put up, get everything, figure out what rod, reel. I think I'm going to put this on, I don't know, I've got the 522, that's a SUL. I've got the 632 ultralight and the 661 Teton. I'll probably put this on one of those. If I really want to test out, I guess it's lightweight. I just think I want to just fish it. It'll be the first time fishing it. So I may put on a 661, just throw everything with it and just see what I think of it. Throwing big stuff, see how well with a normal, you know, roughly normal sized light BFS rod, how well it casts baits and just how it feels. If it's like an all-purpose works for that, or if it struggles somewhere, some way, you know, see if it's as good as that for an all-around. Probably put this back on that, which is lure killer, so it'll be my lightweight stuff. I think I put line. I took the line off the other PW100, so I need to get it lined up and go do some bass fishing. Overall, BFS fishing probably. Yeah, it's getting dark. I gotta get out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you liked the little shootout. I know I'm always gonna leave, but one last thing. I'm still trying on this reel. I don't know if I like this spool. I'm still trying to, I put tape here to kind of build it up like I did on this without actually gluing something on. I glued this on. Since this is a $120 reel, I just added that's electrical tape to make it thicker. It definitely feels way better. But I don't know if I actually like this spool. I'm trying to see. I'm just going to use it. Like I said, I kind of want to use it all the way around and just get a feel. I don't know if I like that. I know I didn't like it when it had a little more line on it. I did not like it being that narrowed up thing. But like right now, it feels fine. And I think I'll like it. Oh, I don't know. I wanted to show you guys. Dang it. Here. If you guys, any of you that are following the clicker deal I got going. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Hang on, I got the camera wrong. Stop. It's having a hard time staying on here, folks. Okay, I don't know if this is tied on to the other one or not, but it's already got dark. I dropped the phone, it reset itself, and so anyway. Last thing, first thing on this deal. This clicker, I thought a little bit better. Whoa, this thing's about ready. Can you guys hear that? Now here's the... Whoa, I'm gonna have a mess out here again. Dear Lord. Oh my God. I can't see well enough just to even get any of it. There we go. Remember, follow it, pull it through from the front. Hear that? That's the PW. I think I got it closer, but it doesn't sound as good, but it's closer. And what I did was, if you guys watched the video, the little bitty, spring and the little pin, I actually took that spring and I stretched it. I made it a little bit longer, just a hair, barely just stretch. I actually just did it with my finger, just put it back in. You definitely tell that it's pushing out more on that piece. And so I think that is going to work okay for now. Can't find the schematics, the deal to figure out which one that is or whatever. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm out of here. Bye.